Last time I started an episode here, Link was, dangling for his life. But not this time. I'm trying to be a better person. I'd like to think I'm improving. This time, Link's just getting a nice view of, well, the beautiful sky. Hey everyone, and welcome back to more of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword! Previously, we went around doing a bunch more chores in the sky, the limited we had. We got a bunch of new items, as you can see here. Of course, if you want to see all that, you can always go back to the episode previously, in case you missed it. This time, however, because we need to look forward, we're already heading down to the surface again. Again, this was a pretty short trip to the sky, but considering how long the first one was, it makes sense this one will be a little bit shorter, right? So we're going to head over there, and I know the video just started, but I'm probably going to cut ahead until we get a little bit closer, because this is quite the fly. So I'll see you guys over there in a moment. And we are approaching the next area. Here we go. My dog's giving me a weird look again. You know what? I'll press the button this time. Just for the fans watching at home. Report, Master Link. We have arrived at Lanayru Mine. Not much to see here, is there? This arid region was transformed into a desert over the course of several hundred years. Yep, a whole new area, and seemingly maybe the last part of the surface we've yet to really explore. Seemingly, anyway, on a surface level, anyway. That's not funny, don't laugh at that. Our projections show that Zelda must have traveled through this area. Somehow. I don't know how Zelda's getting around faster than we are, but then again, we're also giving her a bit of a head start, considering the fact that, we're looking around and doing stuff. Immediately, jump off the tower at the rear of it, because, yep, already, we have a Goddess Cube. Another one that can be pretty easy to miss if you're just immediately going after the objective, and I'm not gonna lie, I think the first few times I replay this game, every now and then I mess up with that, because it's kind of in a weird spot. That weird sound, if you live in a place that is humid during the summer, then you may know what these guys already are just by hearing that sound. I definitely know what this little guy is, not just from experience of playing the game, but because I definitely live in an area where they come out a lot during the summer. There we go. This is a new bug. You caught one sand cicada. The larvae of these bugs stand underground for 10 years or longer. No bug is harder to catch. Yep, so supposedly this is the hardest bug to catch in the game, and they're definitely difficult to catch. But there we go. We got another new bug, only leaving 2 left. I have some bombs here, so if you want to refill, this is a chance. There's also a lot of rocks here we can potentially try to take down. May have some goodies in them. Nothing else, some money. Don't really feel like blowing up each and every one of these just for like 1 rupee or anything, but if you feel like it, you can. I mean, there's 5 rupees in that one, so presumably there's a little bit more worth to it. I'm not gonna waste all our time though by doing that. LD301 series. My estimates indicate that this object has been broken for many years. I'm unable to analyze the content of its speech at this time. Interesting. Reminds me of something we saw at the Tinkerer's workshop place. Again, that kind of reminds me of Terraria. The Tinkerer's shop up in the bazaar. It's actually what it reminds me of. Here are more cicadas, though I don't really see them. I'm trying to keep an eye out, because again, they're a little bit more scattered about. They're a little bit more solitary, if you will. And immediately heading in, no new enemies, but we have some keys. Hopefully one of them will drop a claw. That'd be kind of funny. Nope, but that's fine. It's kind of just wishful thinking. I like how we're pushing this object and there's the rupee that fell on top of it, so it looks like we're just pushing that as... it's kind of funny to me, I guess, for some reason. We're going to continue to push it, though, because... you can also pull it, but you have to push it, I think, at some point, because otherwise you can't push it off the sledge here, because you can't pull it off the ledge with you, because it's kind of heavy. Push it forward, and we'll drop it down there. Seemingly, since it's on a rail, it's a minecart of some type. Here we have a new enemy type, another different type of choo-choo. This is a yellow choo-choo, aka one that is electrified. I was going to say electricity-eyed. Electrified, meaning that, yes, this is why bringing a metal shield down here is not a good idea. Bringing down the windshield, probably better. If they approach you while there's electricity coming off their body, you'll get stunned and you'll take a lot of damage. It's a very easy way for them to rack up damage on you really quick. It is definitely dangerous. Best thing to do is stay off them. If you cannot throw a bomb at them or something like that, then you can just wait till they get close, wait till electricity disappears, and then you can whack them just like any other normal choo-choo. They're not that difficult, but they are a lot more deadly in terms of what they can possibly do to you. For example, here, so now there's not electricity coming off them, now's your chance to go in and do some damage. Otherwise, you'll pretty much want to steer clear. Gonna drop this bomb... oh, there we go. For later. Maybe it has some money. Yep. Just get every little bit of cash while we can. We have a lot of storage for money. Might as well grab what we can. I don't know about you, but that looks valuable. If something looks valuable, I try to destroy it. Like those pots in people's houses, and then they have money in them, and then I get rewarded for it. So maybe I'll get rewarded this time, too. That definitely did a lot of something, presumably. These things that once looked destroyed are now moving around. LD301 series.
Where'd you come from? We are here collecting timeship stones and transporting them to Lanayru mining facility. Stay away from the blue stones. Zerped. They're dangerous to humans.
I am able to confirm that a time shift has occurred within this space. Any impact of the blue stone creates a sustained temporal disruption field in the surrounding area. Readings show that this area is in its past time state. Yep, these stones have the ability to actually travel through time and change things around them. This area is now what it used to look like way back in the day. And one of these things that used to exist way back in the day, you've got an ancient flower. Legends say this beautiful flower flourished in an ancient past. Supposedly it glows in the dark. Yet another material, one that we need, and one of the few we actually haven't seen before. And it makes me wonder if it's called an ancient flower now, or if it was called the ancient flower back in the day. Because if so, that's very confusing. What made it so ancient back in, like, you know, the time it was first discovered, right? But it being called the ancient flower now makes sense.
The minecart in front of the door is going to pass through here, so it's dangerous for you to be there. We should go away. Zip.
Yep, about as emotionless as we expect them to be. Seemingly, they're the ones digging out these stones for some reason, hence their little mining Wolverine claws. Do not interfere with mining operations. Stop talking to me, sir. Okay. I mean, I could presume it being mean, but they are robots. I'm not really going to sit here and pretend like that, you know, it's really surprising. We can actually get in these minecarts now, and they'll actually operate since, you know, it's actually powered. And this is such a cool and unique area to me. The fact that there's, you know, this area where you go back in time with just only a certain area. I don't know. I just find this area really cool, theming-wise. Because you go from the forest to the lava area, you know, then you're in a desert, but then they actually kind of switch up expectations a little bit. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool.
These strange things have been started attacking us recently. We don't have any weapons to defend ourselves, so they attack. We're fried.
You guys have giant claws. You probably could use those.
You're not looking for work. You can get rid of that funny-looking hat and come back with a helmet.
No, we're not looking for work this time. But yeah, a little bit of money there. Main reason to go in there is just for that little dialogue, though, for me personally. But yeah, ancient flowers, just while we're having to forcefully, you know, drive in this minecart, can be found in any area where you use a time shift stone, and once it's back in its past form, that's when they'll appear. They don't appear in any other format, outside, of course, chests and stuff, so you have to be on the lookout. I also love how the music changes. You'll notice how it sounds a lot more like a desert, probably, soundtrack would sound like stereotypically for any real, you know, video game ever. We push the minecart over here. Yep, as you can see, 'cause it's outside of the field of its past. Now it's actually restored once we push it in. And as soon as we enter this area, the music shifts to sound a lot more lively. It has, like, mining tools in the background. And, again, another subtle detail that is just really cool to me. We can 360 out of this minecart, by the way, just by spinning the... Oh, there we go. We're through, yep. So now we can get to this side. And we can get out. Unfortunately, it looks like the radius of that stone isn't big enough to save all these people. Well, save. They're robots, you know. They're not wake them all up. How about that? However, it seems like we just uncovered something, and let's try hitting it. The explosion on the corner. That's kind of funny. So if we go over here, I'm going to grab that bomb to refill, and now we have woken these two guys up. How are you doing?
The time shift stones power us, as well as the machines we use. Reap. That's why we have to stay hard at work. Leap. You're interested in the time shift stones, then you should take a tour of the Lanayru mining facility. Zoop.
I am interested in them. So I believe V will at some point come and tell us this, but only one time shift stone can be activated at a time. Also, that's how you get past this. You have to throw a bomb in that basket. It's basketball. Basket bomb, I should say. Only one time shift stone can be activated at a time. You can still go back there, but now if you actually go through that area, all the robots will be turned off. Only one can be activated on the field at a time. You want to keep this in mind, is it going to be important for things like puzzles later on. Though it is kind of sad when you think about it, since, you know, then that means that these poor, you know, robots can't, you know, keep working. They're all destroyed. Again, they're robots. They're not living entities. I don't think... I mean, then again, it seems like they have some intelligence. Maybe it's more like AI than a robot, right? Since AI is artificial intelligence, robot is more so just like a mechanical machine sort of thing. you know, but I'm not going to get into all that. No one really cares about that, right? So we're going to break all of these. Again, you can just throw a bomb at them. Some of these just have money behind them, otherwise you can just use them for a platform. Ooh, nope, not going to throw a bomb at you guys. Okay, good. None of them dropped a monster claw, because I didn't feel like going out in the sand for that. Because, yep, this sand is actually dangerous. You'll start sinking in it if you are not careful, aka if you're not running constantly. It drains stamina super quick. You'll want to be careful. It also drags you to the left, so, again, there's more reason to be careful. Back behind this one, we actually have a new area. Not a new area, but another, like, kind of little hidden spot. Take care of those guys. I believe I'm going to get the bug in it, because I think there could be a bug in these, like a mantis or something, right? Yep, right there. Not the mantis, but it is a bug. You caught one Lanayru ant. It's said that these ants store water deep in their nests, allowing them to thrive even in the intense heat of the open desert. Yep, so that means now there is only one bug left for us that we haven't seen yet. And these ants are massive, and it makes me think, not just because of the fact that they are so big, but because of their head shape. I mean, I guess they're kind of like warrior ants, right? Have that same head shape. Makes me think of the bullet ant, which is like a really big ant from, like, from like the rainforests and stuff. So that's what makes me think of. I don't know if that's what it actually is though or anything, but it just makes me, what it makes me think of, I should say. Yep, not necessary to come back here, but you can get those ants, and you can get those ants. You can get those ants, and you can get a little bit of extra cash. Why not? Main thing you want to do though is just clear a path so you can actually get over here. As you can see, you drain stamina way quicker on the sand because, you know, you have to fight a lot harder, and it's a lot more of an intense operation to actually get to the other side. Reasonably so. I don't blame Link by any means for it to be a struggle. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do half the crap he does. Getting over here, we have more enemies. It's similar to the ones we saw in the lava, but this time it is Electrospuma. They're pretty much the exact same as the other ones, how they operate, except now they're in sand, and they shoot out electricity. They are annoying to say the least. Bombs are going to be your only way of really dealing damage to some of the ones that are further out, because otherwise you've drawn way too quick on the sand. Alternatively, as I mentioned last time, you can use the Skyward Strike if you don't want to waste your bombs, which I really don't want to right now, because they're a little bit harder to replenish. So we're going to take care of that guy really quick. We're going to head over here, because I believe this can have some stuff in it. Yep. Deku Pellets, you can use those to stun them, should you be in a spot where they can hit you and you can't hit them and you don't want to waste a bomb. Use the Slingshot, at least then you can stun them and they won't be able to hit you. Gives you a bit of an opening and a little bit of free time. Oh, dang it, yep. So that's what happens when we get hit by electricity. Fortunately, I wasn't able to get my shield up in time, but that's fine. Ah, dang it, and that time I panicked and used it a little faster. There we go. Once you hit them once, then they're delayed for a few seconds, so we should be good now. Yep, there we go. Now he's dead. And let me see if I can grab that. I didn't grab it, that's fine. I want to go over here and make sure I don't drown. And we'll take care of this guy really fast, because I just want to make sure we get rid of them all so we don't have to worry about them in the future. Just kind of annoying. There we go. And he's probably going to drop a heart? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Heart. Thank you. Okay. If not, I may have honestly just caved and used that red potion just because I kind of want to get rid of it. It genuinely is still a useful item to have, and one that, when I bought it, I don't regret buying it, because who knows what could have happened, right? And I'm at any video game I play. Also, that was very close. But at this point, the heart amount isn't that grand, and I'd rather have it open bottle like a fairy or something, because that's just kind of a better version of that, but whatever. There we go. Get rid of them really quick. Heading up here, as you can see, we have more keys. The fact that we're already as low as we are on bombs, though, should tell you why maybe it is worth grabbing that bomb bag, even though, as I said, you definitely don't need it by any means. It just makes it a little bit safer going around here, since there's less spots to refill your bomb bag. There's this spot here, for example, which we can use, and we're going to, because we need every single bomb we can get at this point. Then we grab this, but it's definitely not a necessary requirement 100% of the time. We're going to bowl that to that direction, because this actual area is a little too far for us to be able to run across that. There's no stopping spot, so we can't just make it across here. But we should be able to bowl some more bombs over that direction, which is a good thing. Let me grab that. There we go. Yep, and now you can see there's another time shift stone over there. I'm just going to throw a bomb. You could shoot the Deku Seeds, but since we have a spot to actually refill our bombs, I'm not too concerned now about them, since I might as well just, while it has to explode anyway, just refill them all. That will turn on the time shift zone. And as you can see, apparently I don't know how exactly the physics of that worked, where the desert is now where the, you know, the shifting sand is where this grass is. Here we have a Deku Baba that is going to be a little bit annoying to face, mostly just we're in a little bit of a tight corridor situation. Oh, someone to predict it. Oh, damn, I missed the counter, unfortunately, which is fine. Just a little bit of damage to our shield. We have that revitalizing potion. We bought it for a reason. Don't worry about it. We don't need to play perfectly. I don't see many humans around here. If you're interested in the time shift zones, Pweep. Interesting. So they actually are the first, I believe, thing that's like a race that we know of that know what a human are. Because keep in mind, humans haven't existed down on the surface for a long time, at least from the legends we know of. Anyway, here we have the last bug in the game that we haven't encountered up till now. You caught one Gerudo Dragonfly. These stunning insects have compound eyes more beautiful than rupees and wings as transparent as glass. Yep, that is the last bug in the entire game that is going to be new anyway. But don't think that means that we're getting close to the end of the... Actually, yeah, we're getting close to the end of the bug list anyway. I was about to say, don't think that there aren't any reason to catch bugs or anything. There's still, of course, the same reasons to catch bugs. But now there's not going to be any new ones to find as you go about, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But we'll have to keep out still for bugs in general. Just rambling's kind of pointless now that I think about it, but yeah, that's fine. Anyway, while that's blowing up, we're going to grab the stuff from it. Could have got another Gerudo Dragonfly, and they're definitely a little bit more challenging to get, to be sure. So it is kind of sucky that I wasn't able to get another one, but it's fine. There we go. Got it that time. And he dropped a Jelly Blob. Nice. Not quite the material I'm hoping to see drop from enemies, because I would rather have the Monster Claw, but we'll take whatever we get at this point, to be honest with you. This chest up here, you got the Golden Skull. Yep, another Gold Skull up here. Again, one you don't have to absolutely grab, but definitely is worth it. I think that's the third one we have. Yeah, we're definitely stacked on those, which is good. Back here is a little bit of a cheeky and hidden. I think it's rather well hidden anyway myself. Ancient Flower. Oop. Oh, dang it. I should have done that. Yeah, I deserve that. I was like, oh, maybe I can predict it and get the spin attack off. Nope, I couldn't. There we go. It's whatever. It's one heart. We can heal it in our own spare time. Hold this into the area, and now we can actually use it. I could have probably just grabbed those there, but it's whatever. Whee! And we're actually into the thick of it now. That entire area was kind of like, well, a bit of a tunnel-like intro area to the actual Lanayru Desert, or at least the heart of it anyway. You arrived at Lanayru Desert. This terrain in the area has changed dramatically as climate forces rapidly turned it into a desert. I have confirmed numerous areas of sink sand. Should you step in sink sand, you may be swallowed by the desert. Bodily danger has increased by 30%. As a safety measure, I recommend you check the terrain on your map with minus. My readings indicate that Zelda has passed through here. As previously stated, this area is highly dangerous. I suggest reuniting with her quickly to determine the motivations behind her actions at Eldin Province. So it seems like even Fee's at a loss at what all that was about last time. We made it to the actual Lanayru Desert, because that was all the Lanayru mine, which wasn't that big of a mine, but it was big enough for it to take quite a bit to get here. Now that we're here, we actually have a bird statue right here. Again, you'll want to make sure you interact with this. I believe we probably are already close enough, even just at the end of that cutscene, for us to be able to have it appear on our map. But either way, want to make sure. And we are immediately thrust into a lot of new stuff. First off, cacti are hilarious. Ooh! Here is a tumbleweed! You got a tumbleweed. This dried mass of plant material could come in handy. Might as well take it with you. This is a material you've seen a few times that I mentioned that we wouldn't get for a while. Now is finally our opportunity to get them, and they are definitely kind of like the bird feather, a little bit of I'm sorry, I'm excited that I got one so early. A bit of an obscurity because of the fact that they are in such a weird area. Like, you wouldn't probably necessarily think to catch them with your bug net, but that is in fact how you get them. And they spawn a little bit weirdly and infrequently, so when you find one, try to catch it. Here, these cacti, as you can see, work a little bit weirdly. They start, you know, doing this weird, like, beanbag motion, like a punching bag. Beanbag, yeah. Look, like the clown pop-up things. Here we have another new enemy. Ouch. I thought I would be able to get out of the way in time because of that tree, but nope, unfortunately I was not. Oop, I was hoping that would help. That did not. There we go. That helped. Man, our shield's not already looking too great, but I mean, it's fine. Again, we don't have to do it perfectly. I'll use Fee to check the name of the next one. But either way, they, as you can see, their main thing is they go open to their shell, they roll at you, and they have electricity on their side. That's another one, but since we're in combat, unfortunately, I can't really do anything about it. Unfortunately. Can I get you over here, maybe? Because there's an amber relic. I don't think I can reach other... Actually, wait, I could probably use the beetle to grab it, right? Maybe. The problem is I have to stay close to him so I can actually target him, and then... Yeah, there we go. Ampulus. Yep. Very old. Yep. They curl up into their thing. You can either have them run into an object, or you can try to deflect them with your shield, which I keep failing to do. You can 0 to half. But again, we have that potion. I got it for a reason. I'm going to make sure, you know, I'm fighting it the best I can. Oh, dang it. Yep, and that's the thing about tumbleweeds, as you just saw there. Should they reach a wall or an object that's solid, they will actually just break on impact, meaning, unfortunately, it just goes to waste. So, that kind of sucks, but it's whatever, it's not the biggest deal. Again, as long as you keep an eye out, you should be able to get quite a few just while exploring the area, even for the first time. And we're definitely want to grab quite a few, because tumbleweeds are actually something that you do not want to grind for, mostly just because they're annoying to actually get to spawn. Though, if you do want to grind for them, I will say there is kind of a strategy. To my knowledge, they can only spawn off camera. They cannot spawn, like, right in front of you, which would make sense to kind of break immersion, right? So if you keep the camera in a spot like this, where it's a bit of a narrow area, it can only spawn right behind you. Of course, the more spot you give it, the more time, yep, oh, like that, you have for it to spawn in. Unfortunately, of course, it can always spawn in a bad place. And essentially, you just start walking around, you know, you stay here for a few seconds, and maybe one will spawn in. This is by no means, like, amazing or something that is, like, game-breaking by any means, but it is a bit of a swifter way, like even right there, for example, of getting them to appear, in case you want a few of them. And if you, just feel like getting them out of the way, you could come here, sit here for like 10 minutes and just grab a bunch of them so you don't have to worry about getting them as you're going. But it's not that big of a deal to go out of our way for them, I don't think. So hopefully we don't have to do that too much. But yep, that's how you can grind those if you want them, at least from like the best way I know how to anyway. Again, it's not by any means like a massively quick time save or anything, but it does help it, so, can't hurt. We can actually go up here to this chest, which has for us... Speaking of, you got a tumbleweed. Yep, inside a chest. They're actually going to give us one. Tumbleweeds sometimes roll across the sand in the Lanayru Desert and other places. Tumbleweeds are used as material to upgrade a variety of items. You can collect them with a bug net. Yep, so this time, unlike the bluebird, they're actually kind enough to kind of tell you how to get them, or at least Fee is. So I'll give Fee props. She's being helpful again for once. Because, again, there's quite often a lot of times where Fee just isn't useful in terms of what she has to offer to us. But that time it can be, because if I wasn't here, at least then... Well, I mean, one, then you'd be happy, because I wouldn't be here, but... If I wasn't here telling you how to do this, then at least you kind of have some knowledge as to how that would occur. In terms of how to actually collect them, since, of course, one isn't going to be enough to collect or to upgrade everything in the game. Speaking of tumbleweed, there was one that just spawned right next to that wall. As you may have noticed, I tried placing a bomb outside that cage, but it didn't work. It didn't blow up, which makes no sense realistically, but that's because there's a hole at the top of it, and you already know what that means, the bomb. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's not that tough, but, it's whatever. I'm going to replace that. Under this rock, we have another time shift stone. Let's stab it through the bars, which this you thankfully can do, if I can get the motion to... There we go.
Help, sorry.
We have a new type of bokoblin here, a technoblin. These bokoblins wield sophisticated weaponry created by ancient, highly evolved civilization. If you are stuck with this discharge from the enemy, the electricity weapons may become paralyzed. The creatures also wear latest in bokoblin fashion. These are easily the toughest version of the bokoblins we have seen yet, because I said that as I literally just killed one like from those bombs there. Because of the fact that they have those spikes that you see there. Around the spikes, yeah, what am I talking about? Because of that electricity bat they have there. Of course, bokoblins are all about reactive-based combat. Up to this point, you can kind of swing around, though, flailedly, and mostly get away with it. This time, though, if you are to flail around, and as you saw from that first time, hit those clubs, you actually get electrocuted and end up taking damage and get stunned. That makes it actually quite threatening, and you'll want to make sure that your reaction is on point. You don't want to just be flailing around, you want to be practicing, because now it actually matters above all else that you play really well. Thank you, Zert.
If you hadn't come along, they would have sucked all the electricity out of me. Vroom. Oh, look at that, Zip. You have a beetle. It appears to be an older model of Lanayru fabrication. As thanks for saving me, I'll upgrade that for you. Swoop. Give it to me for a second. Pwing.
You got the Hook Beetle. The big pincers enable you to pick up and carry things with it. You can also press ZL while carrying an object to look down and drop your cargo. Bombs away.
I've added a pincer modification. You can grab things, Bert, and be careful out there. Zert.
Yep, so apparently that beetle that fell out of place where it was, that's because, well, it was. It was actually made by this ancient civilization that lived here. And apparently it was an older version because this is the version that was always intended, one with a giant hook, and as it said with bombs away, you can now pick up stuff, including bombs, which means you now have an actual way of attacking with this outside of it just being a way to scare certain enemies away. And also just traverse around the area easier. there are a lot of things that this allows us to do and makes the beetle just in general easier, or not easier, but better, I should say. And a great example of that would be this area here with this bomb next to this tree. That does a lot in one sentence. On top of this tree, I should say, though, because it really isn't on the side of it. By looking down, you can see we can drop those in there because it makes it easier than having to play basketball with these, and in some of these areas you actually can't because the sand being, you know, the ones that make you fall into it, you really don't have time to grab a bomb, go over into the sand that is making you sink. Meanwhile, while you're sinking, you have to try to throw it in. Can make it genuinely impossible. So this is a way of actually achieving, well, said momentum and new areas to be unlocked. So we can go over here and grab these rupees. This is kind of like a little practice area they give you, a little nook. Gives us a bit of money. 10 rupees is definitely better than nothing. I shouldn't go there. I didn't realize my stamina was still low. For some reason, I expected it to have increased by now, but nope. So now we have that. That unlocks actually quite a different new methods, including this spot here. We can actually use it at too. But first, I want to head up this hill because I believe that tree has some more cicadas for us. This is only have one. I want to get a few more. I want to make sure we grab as many as we can. There we go. Can you drop a heart? Nope, but I'll take the 5 rupees anyway. Because I believe up here, as I said, is a cicada or some bug. It's either that or it's ants. I know there's something up here. Or something can be up here. Maybe it's not here right now. Huh. Well, I think something can be at this tree. Keep an eye out. If it's in your own playthrough, you can come up here and look. I could have sworn there's something that's up there, but maybe not. Could be wrong. I'm not perfect. Big surprise. Here we have another new instance of the hooked beetle being very useful. Not only can it help you with puzzles, but as I said, you can actually use it as a weapon. This guy here that was once really like annoying, and you can only hit either up close with the Skyward Strike or with bombs from a fairly close distance. Now you can hit him from a much further distance thanks to the bombs being able to be picked up by the beetle. It is such a nice upgrade. And again, it's kind of interesting that this is something that we now have some lore to it. We know these beetles were made by them for seemingly some purpose, allowing them to carry stuff around, and kind of like drones we have now. It's kind of cool, actually, that there was some, you know, story to be had here. So we're going to grab these bombs, and we're going to destroy all of these statuettes. In case you're curious, I believe it doesn't change anything about the speed or about how far it can go out. I think this is literally just an upgrade that lets it pick, I say just, but it's actually really good. That lets you, of course, look down with it and, you know, drop the bomb or whatever. Dropping whatever he picks up does, however, as you see, make him exit. That isn't me doing that automatically after you press ZR. That makes it exit, so you can only pick up one thing at a time. So that does make things like this a little bit tedious, but I think the fact that it has such a cool function, I think it's kind of worth it, at least for me. We have an Amber Relic on that one to the right. Some money over here to the left. So we're going to go over and grab that Amber Relic. Those are worth it. We still need quite a few. They may be very common, but let's be honest, we've been running through them, and I haven't been grabbing a ton, so we might as well. There's another new enemy over here on this perch of the tree. Right here. What is your name, I wonder? Oh, I'm probably going to grab that, yep. And then there's the cicada. I don't want to scare him away. Oh, so many bad things happening right now. That is another enemy. Can I please target you? So, if he can tell me your name, because I don't remember your name. I can't target him. That's a shame. Okay, well, it's a new enemy. And no, that's my phone going. That's my phone going off again. That's lovely. I'll have to look at that in a minute. That's the second time that's happened today in a recording. Woo! That's fun. Anyway, the best way to fight these guys, since they're up in the air, is to grab the beetle with a bomb and then just charge into them. Because the beetle's fine after that. He just gets reset. And that gets rid of them easily enough. And it's safe. So, again, a bit out of the way, but it's not too tough. Oh, that really was tempting to grab, but I really rather have the cicada, which is kind of weird to say, because it's seemingly just a useless bug. But they're a lot rarer, as the game suggests, and I want to have them for later. You can see there's more of these snail-looking guys. You'll want to actually use the beetle for that as well. You also saw there's a goddess cube there. We cannot currently access that, no matter what we want to do. So it's just they're taunting us currently. Let's launch this up to the bomb bag, and we're going to use this to fight these guys too, because again, them being on the shifting sand now it's just getting ridiculous to the point of us fighting them is just a massive disadvantage for us. We might as well use the beetle. It gives us a slight advantage over the fact that they really have no way of attacking it, and even if it did, it does no damage to us, so that's nice. Take out those two. I don't think it's probably easy enough, or close enough to get to the other one, probably. As you can see, once you kill them, the shells can be used as a bit of a landing spot. Oh, there we go. Ooh, I just barely made that. Bit of a stopping spot, I should say, across the sand. Of course, as you saw, it does despawn in favor of another enemy after enough time has passed, so make sure you're semi-quick about it. Because, of course, as you saw there, it disappeared, so I kind of just had to get moving immediately. I didn't have time to recover my stamina. So we're going to head over to this one. And as you can see now, we can actually recover our stamina, and it makes crossing gaps like this actually genuinely possible, which is nice, of course. Over here, we have another Goddess Cube. I believe this is only the second we've had since landing here. It's a little bit more spread out than in the Elven Provenance, which is kind of depressing, more so because I just want more goodies. I'm a bit of a loot goblin that way. But either way, save that for later, which is nice. A few digging spots. Don't really feel like it. I guess I could get health. Health would be nice. I'll say, if it's just like singular rupees, I really don't feel like digging for singular... Okay, I just dug for singular rupees. I guess it didn't matter. Let's... Yeah, we have to do this. That's not let's. It's not even a question. We just have to do this. Let's go over, grab another bomb. I don't really know how they grow on trees. Do bombs grow on trees? I guess they do. There we go. Get rid of him. And we can then actually progress. There's another spot over there with some ants. I really don't know if I want to go on my way for that. Because ants are useful, and I don't have a ton of them. I think I'll pass this time. We're going to find a few anyway, normally just by walking around. It's fine. Before we progress that way more, there's this cliffside up here we can actually go to, which you probably kind of spotted. I recommend running back this way because it allows you to push this minecart and make a shortcut. Something that we've done actually in almost every province. The tree stumps in the earlier one, the boulders we blew up, and now these minecarts we can use to, well, create a little bit of a way of getting up a little bit higher. Again, this means we just don't have to go through all the crap we just went through every time we come through here. It's nice. It saves time. It's thoughtful of them. It's actually good game design in that aspect because, you know, some games just don't have that, or don't give that luxury, I should say. Speaking of, I'll probably talk a little bit more about my actual thoughts of Skyward Sword more since we're getting into it, but probably not this episode, because this episode's already running a little bit long, but that's fine. Let me... there we go. I don't know why that took so long for me to line up. Glide over to you. Go to you. And this time it's a little bit different. The sand isn't just shifting in the sense that it's actually making you drown, it's actually shifting in this direction. As you can see, it's making us go this way. So you can actually use it kind of like a bit of a raft, as you will, over water. Don't really have any reason to go to the far right side. There's some digging spots. I don't believe there's anything really of value for me at that moment, for me to go over there. We'll grab that bomb there. And we'll take out this one. Oh, there are some dragonflies there. Do I want to... Ooh. I think... No, because I think if I run over there, they're just going to flee anyway. No. Unfortunately, they put the bugs in, like, the most annoying spots, because you either have to take more time out of your day to fight them and have them despawn, or try to catch the bugs. It's kind of annoying, but it's fine. It's not the biggest deal, it's just a pet peeve of this game that I actually don't like. There's some bushes over there. I don't really think I want to do anything with those. I think we'll just kind of head this way, actually. In case you're curious, you want to go up this way and you think you can open up another shortcut, because, you know, wants to do all that. We can't, once again, so we're going to do that again. Bit of a more platforming. There's an area up there we can't get to currently, so that kind of sucks. There's an enemy there. I'm going to run past, because quite frankly, again, I don't feel like fighting every single enemy I come across, especially because I don't think they drop anything, which kind of sucks. A lot of the enemies like the Deku Bubbles and stuff would drop enemies like the Jelly, even if it made no sense, just to kind of give you an incentive to maybe fight them. I don't think like really many of the things we've come across so far give us anything, so unless they're in the way and genuinely like a threat to you, you might as well just kind of run past them for the most part. Because again, a few rupees probably isn't worth like staking your shield or your like all of your HP for, you know what I mean? So let's keep going this way. We're gonna head into this seemingly dark and endless cave. This is quite bright for a cave. Temple of Time. Interesting. A name that rings many bells to a lot of Zelda fans. We've made it to another whole new area on the surface. We made it to the thick of the desert, seemingly. And we're now at this giant precipice with a giant statue in that distance. That seemingly may be our goal. Yep, that looks like our goal. Seems like we're pretty close to Zelda already. But unfortunately, that's going to have to be for next time. Well, next time, we are going to... Yes, Link, I know, roll your eyes at me, I get it. I'm bad at this. Next time, we are going to be, hopefully, finally catching up to Zelda and figuring out just what is all going on. At this point, it's kind of just turning into a lot, it seems. There's so much happening. We'll find out who that person is who's been seemingly helping Zelda, and hopefully we'll get the answers we've been looking for. I hope to see you all there.